In a bid to play up immigration issues ahead of the midterm polls in November, Republican Governor Ron DeSantis of Florida flew 2 plane loads of undocumented Venezuelans from Texas to Martha's Vineyard in Massachusetts, a community which has announced efforts to house and feed the migrants. On Wednesday, around 50 migrants landed on the island where Democratic residents like John F. Kennedy and Bill Clinton have summered. And former President Barack Obama owns an estate. These people were reportedly told that they will be given jobs and housing before being flown. And upon arrival, they had no clue about where they've landed. Martha's Vineyard is not the only place that witnessed sudden influx of migrants. Half a day later, 2 buses from Texas with dozens of migrants stopped in front of the Washington residence of Vice President Kamala Harris. As part of a 5-month-old operation by Texas Republican Governor Greg Abbott to pressure Democrats on the immigration issue.
Yeah, that's weird. To be honest, it's weird because we are focused on an emergency, a humanitarian emergency, a very sensible situation, and those are people with many levels of trauma. They have months crossing from one country to another. So it's a very traumatic travel. So it's very strange to take a decision of make this.
So Abbott's Texas is the first destination for most of the migrants crossing from Mexico. Since April, he has sent about 10,000 migrants to Washington, Chicago and New York. These cities have declared themselves sanctuaries for migrants, where they will not be arrested solely for having legal immigrant status. The governor of Texas, who is seeking re-election in November, said that Vice President Kamala Harris claims the border is secure and denies the existence of immigration crisis. He then tweeted, and I'm quoting here, "We are sending migrants to her backyard to call on the Biden administration to do its job and secure the border." U.S. President Joe Biden slammed the move and said that the Republicans are playing politics with human beings. Calling out Republican governors of Florida and Texas, Biden said the decision was un-American and reckless, while the White House slammed Republican governors for using migrants as political pawns while criticizing cruel and shameful move.
There's a process in place. We have had a process in place. There's a legal way of doing this. For managing migrants, Republican governors interfering in that process and using migrants as political pawns is shameful, is reckless, and just plain wrong.
Now, DeSantis and Abbott are 2 of the country's most prominent and combative Republican governors, seeking to highlight the issue migrants trying to cross the southern border into the United States each month face. DeSantis, who seeks a re-election in November, has supported Abbott and is also a top contender to run for president under the Republican banner in 2024. Charlie Crist, the Democrat challenging DeSantis for the Florida governorship, called out his decision to fly migrants to Martha's Vineyard, saying that it was a wholly political move. The Democrat leader took to Twitter to slam his political opponents' inhumane move. WION is now available in your country. Download the app now. Get all the news on the move.